Robert Whittaker apologized to Islam Makhachev for remarks he had made regarding Makhachev's fight with Alexander Volkanovski. Whittaker came under fire for his remarks on a podcast, focusing too much on Volkanovski's problems and refusing to give Makhachev enough credit. Despite the impression that his remarks dismissed Makhachev, Whittaker has clarified that he didn't want to do so. Here is what he said. "I just want to address it. I'm sorry if I underplayed Makhachev's achievements in beating Volk the way he did. That was not what I intended to do, even if that's how I made it sound. I'm sorry for that, but not really to you guys, to him, because I don't want him seeing it and feeling like that. But you guys just made me well aware that I was not too harsh on Volk, that I was going down with him on my shield as well. I do not take anything away from the way Makhachev did to take on the newcomer, to take on a guy that gave him such a hard time in his first fight, to have such performance, to adapt to the changing opponents. To do what he did that night, unbelievable. Even though fighters may not agree, there can be a bias when their friends are fighting. This was the case with Whittaker and Volkanovski, as they were close friends. However, it's clear that Whittaker's sentiments were not driven by any bad feelings towards Makhachev. Brendan Schaub recently said that Dana White's ego is responsible for Francis Ngannou leaving the UFC. Francis, who wanted to try boxing, was let go by the UFC. He later had a great fight against Tyson Fury and gained a lot of attention in the combat sports world. Schaub was upset about White's choice, saying the UFC could have kept Francis on their team and not missed out on a big chance. Here is what he said. "It pains me to see that Dana White's not part of it, because you have Izzy there, you had Conor McGregor there, you had Vince McMahon there, you had The Undertaker there, which, they're all under the TKO banner, right? Then Dana White's ego, he can't give it up, and it's very, very rare where Dana White makes a mistake of this magnitude. He made a royal mistake betting against Francis Ngannou. To be fair, as a businessman, he probably made the right choice. In hindsight, now that we're here, royal mess up because you have the most relevant fighter on the planet, and he's not with the UFC. He has nothing to do with the UFC, matter of fact, he hates the UFC." Parting ways with the UFC might be a good move for Francis Ngannou, considering he's already earning more as a free agent than he did in his entire UFC career. Dan Hooker gave Bobby Green a lot of praise recently. He called him one of the few real fighters left in the UFC. This praise comes shortly before their big fight on December 2nd, where they will be in the co-main event, and it's expected to be an exciting match for MMA fans everywhere. Here is what Dan Hooker said. "He's got a lot of good skills. I respect Bobby Green probably more than I respect 99.9% of the other fighters in the UFC. That's a real fighter. There's not many of us left, so it's an exciting fight. I rate his skills quite highly. It looks very unique, but it's just a lot of different high-level stuff all happening at the same time. I respect his skills a lot. The cheeky buggers said it was a main event, sweet, 5 rounds. And then they switched it to co-main and they reckon it's still 5 rounds. It will definitely be exciting to watch these two strikers go head-to-head in the cage in December 2nd. The winner might get top rank in the lightweight division, or possibly even a shot at the title with one more win. Jailton Almeida defeated Derick Levis by unanimous decision after putting up a dominant performance. However, the fight's lack of action didn't give the fans what they wanted. Right from the start, Almeida showed he was in charge. He quickly took Levis down and kept him from attacking. Almeida controlled the fight by holding on to Levis for most of the match. Here is how MMA World reacted to this fight. Islam Makhachev. "Give him a pillow." Jalen Turner. "We watch heavyweights for the KOs." Jamal Hill. "This is a fun fight." Derrick Brunson. "I actually enjoyed the Jailton Almeida v Derick Levis fight. If someone runs the ball in the NFL to slow down a high-powered passing offense, everyone cheers. If you're smart in MMA, everyone is disappointed. I was on the edge of my seat all night seeing if Levis could get back to his feet and get the KO." Ben Askren. Has no one ever taught Almeida how to ground and pound? Weasel. I've never seen someone hold mount and the back this long and not get a finish. DC finished Lewis in no time. Terrence McKinney. Does Almeida not have hands, or he knows his best plan is to just smother Lewis for 25 minutes? Thanks for watching. If you're a fan of MMA, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Also leave a comment below with your thoughts on today's news. Keep supporting the sport, and we'll see you in the next one.